This better be freaking working. Okay. Hello, 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 everybody. How you guys doing this fine Monday evening? And yes, there is a mic. Nice try, Fudweiser. Anyway, So I am Max Voltage. I will be your host for this evening. And what we're going to be talking about tonight, and no, Kyle Rogers, there is not a new flannel yet. It will be a little while, but nice try. Anyway, yes, flannel is still the same. But what we're talking about tonight is how to maximize your mining profits when things are marginal and you have variable rate power or time of day power. That's available. One of those two is available in a good portion of the country, so it's something to look into. And it will allow you to stay profitable longer if you have a lower rate, at least during part of the day. So I'll be going over how to schedule your off and on periods in HiveOS. I did a little bit of research into this. It's not a standard feature, but I can show you guys how to do it. So before we do that, let's do a roll call. Let me scroll up to the top, or at least as far up as it will let me go. Rondi, I know you were here at one point. Not sure if you're still here, but thanks for showing up. Keith Betts, Rude Poots, Triple D Innovation Mining, Canadian Miner, thank you for being here. Let's see, Box Fan, thank you for being here. Yes, you were on the Rapid Mining stream on Sunday, I believe. I think that's when I was there. Let's see. It didn't let me go all the way up to the top because I know that there were more people that were chiming in on the chat earlier. But Crypto Tito, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Mike the Miner. And Funwiser, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. There's Rondi. Oh, it's the All-Star Game festivities. Didn't know that was even on tonight. Not much of a baseball fan. Pretty much when it comes to Chicago, kind of a fair weather baseball fan. But anyway, more of a Sox fan than a Cubs fan, though. Let's see. D-Miners, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. MC. John Germain, thank you for being here. Let's see who else. Hugo Down, Automatic Beats, S. Chang. All my regulars, it looks like. Unboxing Project. Yo! Travelers Travels, Calamon Mining, The Mining King. Goodbye, Eve. Hello, Flux. Let's see. Did I catch everybody? Oh, Ildemaro Osechas, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Murky Solution. And it jumped on me like it always does. Mining King. I didn't win that award. That's an award I'm going to be giving out. It's just sitting back there. That's all. It's just letting everybody know that I'm watching all of you. Mogdog, thank you for being here. Yashnik, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Mass Boost. Integra Guy, appreciate you being here. I'm scrolling up because I know it bounced on me, so I think I missed a few. Yep, there we go. Now I can start going back out. Sox Fan. Oh, speaking of Sox fans, thank you for being here. Sox Fan 96. Semper DeFi. Aliken Kasip. Blue Dragon Mining. 56. Thank you for the $5 ramen noodles. Blue Dragon Mining. Let's see. Goblin Dude Grant. Dakota Miner. Brian Hollywood. Thank you for being here. TPS Miner. Again, all of you guys, I appreciate you guys being members. Very much appreciate that. And Sunflower Mama, of course, thank you for being here. She will be helping me monitor my chat since I pretty much suck at it. So she keeps me in line when it comes to the chat. Alrighty. So let's get into the subject at hand. And I want to show you guys basically what I'm looking at. So here is the scheduling feature in HiveOS. But before we get to that, I want to actually go into one of my workers. And this one, I actually made a tag called schedule. So what you can do when you're doing schedules is make that schedule apply to whatever tag you want. Any mining rig that has that tag will get that schedule. So that's why I created the tag schedule. Makes sense. So that I can use that to start the schedule. So I wanted to show you though this, because I've used this before. So these run commands that I've used, the S reboot wake alarm, what that does is that means that your rig is going to shut down and it's going to reboot in whatever this number of seconds is. So, you know, you've probably seen some of the, like if you go to the power here, let me get out of this. We go to the power, you can see shut down and boot in 30 seconds. That's just the S reboot wake alarm space 30. That's what that is. That's what that command is. Okay. So anyway, so what I had been using is I had been using this run command and calculating how many seconds it was until I wanted it to restart. And that's what I had been doing on really, really hot days. Debated on using it today. It wasn't too bad. It got to about 76 degrees in the house, so it wasn't too bad. But it was like 91, 92 degrees out. So basement got to about right about 90 degrees. So it was fine. A little hotter than I would like, but it was fine. So anyway, so this is what I used on some of my rigs. Here's the thing. With server power supplies, this doesn't work. This only works on ATX power supplies with motherboards that, you know, that communicate. You know, ATX motherboards communicate with, sorry, ATX power supplies communicate with motherboards. So therefore, this works much better on that type of configuration. So with my Octominer and my Raptorium rig, as well as eventually, soon, it will work also with my 5700 XT rig. So right now, the problem with the 5700 XT rig is I have a small power supply supplying power to a few cards, and because it's an 8-card rig, and then all the other ones are being supplied by a server power supply. So it will work. It's just that the server power supply won't shut down when you do this command. So you're not going to be saving as much power. It just won't be mining, but you know, all the fans will continue spinning. The cards will be on that are hooked up to that server power supply. So anyway, so it works best in ATX power supplies with a regular motherboard that can communicate ATX commands. So, alrighty, so these are the commands. So what's interesting though, and this is where I actually went into the Discord for HiveOS and actually asked them about this. And because I looked at this and I said, okay, add schedule. And I'm like, okay, tags, we want to go down to schedule. And then, no, I don't want to do a flight sheet. I don't want to do an overclocking template, not an ASIC overclocking template. I want to run a command. I'm like, okay, not used, reboot, shutdown, upgrade, miner, teleconsole, SSH, exec, and I don't need any of these commands. I don't want that. So I went in there and I learned that exec is basically saying you can execute whatever command you want. So when you click on this, it now gives you the command. So I can type in here, well, if it lets me go in there. Well, it did the other day. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Just had to go down. S reboot, wake alarm, and then, I don't know, 100,000 seconds. Whatever you want it to be. So, for instance, I was looking at my power, and I'll go into that in a little bit, but basically, given where power prices are right now, I've got good electric power for about 11 hours a day, 11 to 12 hours a day. So, but it's the other 12 hours that are not quite as good. So I could turn it off at around 10 o'clock in the morning and turn it on at about 10 o'clock in the evening, or 9 to 9, I think is actually what I found it to be. So if I wanted to figure out what it was for 12 hours, I I'm not going to just do the math in my head. I'm actually going to get the calculator out. I did not say there wasn't going to be any math. I definitely didn't say that. All right, so we need seconds. So 60 seconds times 60. That's how many seconds you have in an hour, and then multiply that times 12. So 43,200. Yeah, I'm going to ignore Mining King. By the way, I want to point out that Red Fox does agree with me because he said last night in the mining roundtable that he has turned off all his unprofitable rigs. So there you go. And we all know how smart he is. So there you go. Anyway. Alrighty. Hey, I didn't think we were going to start this argument tonight, but hey, you want to keep going on it? No problem, Mining King. No problem. Anyway, so 43,200 is actually your 12 hours. So then you would come over here, type in 43,200. So there's your 12 hours. It'll wake up in 12 hours. But when do you want this to happen? So I want to do it in my own time zone. The start date, that really doesn't matter, but oh, I see. Hold on. So daily at a time. We'll talk about profitability in a little bit. Anyway, so there we go. We basically do daily one at a time every day. And then we want to do this at, and I'm assuming it will be military because there's no PM or AM. So do it at 21. So basically you're telling it what time. Oh, sorry. I take that back. You want to do this, what time to turn it off, which would be 9. There we go. Okay. There we go. At 9 o'clock in the morning. That's when it'll turn off and then come back on at 9 o'clock at night. So, and you can set this to whatever you want it to be. You know, basically set it not to end the repeat, and then name the event. Low power price mining, whatever you want. And then I can click create. Now I'm not going to create this because I don't need to do this yet, but this is what you can do and how you would set it up. So, and like I said, it works great with my Octominer, works great with my Raptorium miner, and it does work with my my mining rig that has my 5700s in it. But like I said, if we turn off that server power supply and it powers back up, it's only going to be mining with those 4 cards that power supply is hooked up to. So one of the things I'm going to be doing, I'm actually going to be changing that out. I do have a 2000 watt power supply and ATX power supply. So I'm going to start using that. That was actually sent to me courtesy of Red Panda Mining about a year and a half ago. I was using it for a while, and then I started using RepTex instead of using the motherboard that it was hooked up to. So kind of just did a swap there. But I'm definitely probably going to be making some changes. And again, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, this is how you do it. So anyway, hopefully that helps somebody. But no matter what, this little trick of running an executable, you can run whatever command you want in this little window and schedule it. So however you want to, I don't know, do whatever you want to do with this command. Obviously there's numerous commands you could run, but this is the one that is most relevant to me. So
Gristle 846 says you might also want to schedule this to stop the miner a couple minutes before the shutdown so the cards can cool down.
that is an excellent idea. That is an excellent idea.
They didn't hear what I said. So
Oh yeah, sorry. Diesel 846 has a great point. Might also want to schedule another to stop the miner a couple minutes before the shutdown so the cards can cool down some. Actually, you probably don't need to do it any more than 30 seconds because they cool off extremely fast. But it's still a very good point. Definitely do it like 1 minute beforehand. I think you have to do it only in minute increments. But yeah, stop the miner 1 minute before you actually shut it down. That's a great point. Now, one of the things that I'm not sure of, and I'll have to test it, is if you stop the miner beforehand, when you reboot it, will the miners come automatically back on? I believe that they will, but I haven't tested that yet. So does it bring it back to the original state, or when you reboot was automatically mined? So anyway, Chili, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Great Baldini, thank you for being here and being a mod. Keep these people in line. All right, let me scroll back up. I know that there were some questions. Ronnie asked, would this work for Octominers as well? Yes, it will definitely work for Octominers. That is what I have used it on. Yes, it's server power supplies, but the Octominer, you have a button on the front. It's got some smarts in it, so it actually turns those power supplies on from the motherboard. So that's really the key is, how are those server power supplies being turned on? They're not just straight power. So anyway, so yes, it does work and works very, very well with that. Teaspoon Miner, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right, let me see here if there were any other comments. Unboxing Project says, wouldn't it be easier to use a Christmas light timer? He knows the answer to that question, but so one of the things that somebody had asked me was like, why don't you just use a smart plug? And smart plugs work great, but they're not meant to run that amount of current and power through them. So they will catch fire eventually. That's my opinion anyway. We've all seen the cheap power meters basically start burning up, and smart plugs will generally do the same thing. So I definitely will not be doing those. I had thought about it and I went, nah, no thanks. Whoa, 439 stale shares. Sheesh. Yeah, that's all from one card, but it's also from like 7 days. So it's, well, here, let's go back to it. It's actually probably even longer than that. 441 over how many days? 7 days and 16 hours. So yeah, there's a few stale shares on this one. This is a wonderful, not my favorite card, 3060 Ti. It's the, oh shoot, I cannot think of it. It's a 2-fan 3060 Ti Asus, but it's the one with the big fans on it. I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. It's a very flashy looking card. It's got lots of lights on it. Definitely not a tough. It's like one step below the tough, and it only has 2 fans. So yeah, those 2 cards have given me a little bit of problems. One with a dying fan, and then this one with high amount of stale. So yeah, I'm pushing it kind of hard with the 2100. So I could probably bring that down a bit, but haven't done that yet. So anyway, alrighty. Well, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the markets, which are doing pretty well. Can't complain. ETH over 1,500. Bitcoin over 22,000. I'll take that. That's a far cry from where it's been. And then jump over here. Ethereum Classic is up 22%. So that's not bad either. Although it was up, I think, a bit more. I think it was up over 30% just a bit ago. So obviously there's some profit taking there. But Raven is up. That's not up quite as much. It was up about 15% just a bit ago. But yeah. And then Litecoin, man, might as well be a loss. It's up like measly 1%. That one is definitely not pumping. But anyway, definitely a good day for the markets. Good day for the markets. All right, let me catch up with the chat a bit. If you do have any comments, please tag me in the chat. I would appreciate that. And well, let's talk a little bit about some of the other things that are going on. Obviously, I had the survey, and let's see what we've got. So we got 49% said think it'll be September, 18% October, only 6% November, and 29% say 2023. So I'm actually surprised, not so surprised at the September number, but I'm surprised there aren't more people from the 2023 actually saying October. Because I think it's 2/3 of a chance it'll be in September. And I think the other like third is pretty much October. I think it's going to happen one of those two times. But yeah, I definitely think it's going to happen soon. So yeah, we're all going to... It'll be interesting to see what happens when this happens. But we've talked about that to death. I think we all understand that it's going to be some significantly lower profitability. Might even be some times where it won't be profitable. But if you've been in this for, about 4 years, 5 years, you've been through those times already where it's been unprofitable. So anyway, so what am I doing with regards to what I just talked about, is being able to shut off my rigs so that I can mine when the power price is at its lowest. So basically right now, at least until June of next year, we have a rebate happening with our power company. They raised the standard cost of electricity up to 11 cents for the supply, and then of course it's plus distribution. So it raises it up to around 15 cents. But because I'm on variable, my distribution is the same, but the supply varies. But overall, it saves me somewhere around 20 to 30%. If I get to a point where, okay, it's really, really tough to be profitable, I can basically mine only when it's like around 5 cents, including distribution. So basically, if the cost of electricity is around 5 or 6 cents, with the rebate we've been getting, it most likely will cost me basically zero for the supply, and then all I have to pay is for distribution, which is like 4 cents. So if that's the case, then for that amount of time, that was 12 hours, I can mine very profitably. The other 12 hours, not so much. So that's basically when it's really, really hot out. During the spring and fall, when we have very moderate temperatures, the cost of electricity goes down significantly. So during that period of time, I'll be able to mine just fine. In the winter, when it gets severely cold, overnight, we actually get these really big bumps in the electric price. So I have to watch out for that as well. But overall, the cool thing is I'll be able to say, okay, I can mine when it is most profitable. I'm trying to figure out a way to automate that, but haven't figured out a way to do that yet. So one of the things I mentioned was obviously scheduling when to turn things on and off. The other thing I've been looking at is a switched PDU, either looking at a Chatsworth or a Raritan, but they are not cheap. And they have really gone up in price. So I am going to continue to keep my eye out for one. Looking for one that hopefully I can get for less than $200 that does all the things I need it to do, which is basically being able to schedule when to turn things on and off, and where I can use a phone app to turn things on and off as well. So when I'm on vacation or at work or whatever, I can just turn things on and off as needed. The other thing I could do is I could change out all my breakout boards and get some sort of, there's like a board that you can hook like up to 8 server power supplies up to, and then control that board through an app on the phone or through a computer. So there's that option, but that's kind of a kludge. I'd rather do the switched PDU if possible. But in the meantime, I do have my my manual way of changing it is when somebody's home. So they can turn it off when they are at home. So anyway, those are just a couple of things I am looking at. We'll see what I end up going with. but I am running out of time in order to do that. So anyway, I'm assuming I saw somebody comment about DJ Mines. I'm assuming he is here. I'm scrolling up to see if he actually is here. Anyway, he was here. Okay. Well, I know he is trying to, well, I shouldn't say he's trying. During his stream today, he actually, I'm going to end that poll. He actually ended up by accident fundraising for a new chair. So if he is here, DJ, check your stream or check your DM on Discord. I sent you a place that will do custom office chairs, meaning that it will do a custom print on your office chair. It's something I'm looking into. I am actually going to be getting one of those chairs, not custom, but be getting one of those chairs for work. Helps with my hip. And then once I validate that it works really, really well for that, then I'll be getting one for myself as well. And probably going to be getting a custom print. I think that would be pretty cool. And it's like $30. I mean, you're talking about you're spending $400 or $500 for a chair. You know, what's another $30 to get exactly what you want? So anyway, definitely going to be looking to do that. But that's going to be a little ways out before I can do that. Got to pay real estate taxes first. Anyway, all right, let me see some of the tags I have seen. Oh, everybody's criticizing my my overclocks. So trust me when I say I have tried all different types of overclocks on these cards. These are LHR cards. So the LHR cards, from what I have seen, take slightly different overclocks than regular cards. I've also found that Founders Editions also take different overclocks. At least mine do. If I am basically, you know, you always think about negative clock for your, when mining Ethereum on a 3060 Ti or a 3070. But from what I've seen, actually with the cards I have, no, I need to put them at about 0 to get maximum hash rate. And they're still at that 130 watts. Don't know why, but that's what mine do. So anyway, trust me, I've tried all kinds of different ones. Everybody's cards are a little bit different, and definitely have tried many different, anywhere from 120 watts up to 140. You know, I've definitely done locked core clock. Tried lots of different setups. So anyway, wow, Matic pumped over 60%. Nice. No, I know. Some of them work better with locked core. Some of them don't. I've tried, like I said, I have tried all kinds of settings. All kinds of settings. In general, yes. Locked core is the preferred method. But for whatever reason, on some of my cards, nope, it likes the negative and the power limit better. Go figure. S. Chang says, I suppose people could install a heavy-duty 40 amp, 240 volt smart pool timer to control miners. Yeah, didn't know that existed, but yeah, that would definitely work. Bagman, EVGA 3060 try. Oh yeah, everybody's trying to do what. Yeah, trust me, I have tried all kinds of different. If you look at what my 3070 Ti's are at, you know, those are at 3100 mem. The other thing is that my 3060 Ti's have Hynix memory in them. The Hynix memory sucks. It's horrible. So that's one of the reasons why that one card has a high number of invalids to it. So, alrighty. Let's see. Ooh, jumped on me. Unboxing project. Switched or managed PDU? Look at the WTI console PDU. Oh, I'll check that out. Thanks, man. In fact, I am going to copy and paste that. So I was kind of looking under just a general All right, I did. I thought I did. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it popped up over here. Anyway. Yeah, I was just looking under general definitions, and switched PDU seemed to be the most common thing that came up when looking at Chatsworth and Raritans. So that was why I said switched PDU. But yes, I am looking at a managed PDU, something that I can turn off, on and off remotely, be able to set up schedules, all that kind of stuff. Hugo Down, I love the Raritan PDUs. They are the only ones I use now. eBay has some great deals on them. Yeah, but the real question is the different versions. I've been hearing different things about, well, don't get this version, get that version, get a newer version. So that's the part where it's difficult to find out their software, what's compatible with what. So I'm still researching that, but that's been the tough part. Let's see. Yeah, DJ Mines. Crandall Office Furniture. Check it out. Unboxing product. Tell me you're antique without telling me you're antique. The custom chair is good for my hip. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yes, and we might be getting a shed next year. We will have to check that out when the time comes. But yeah, it'd be nice. It'd definitely be nice to get the rigs out of the house next summer. Hugo Down, PX2 or PX3? Actually, the Chatsworth, the one I was looking at was a PX3, but I was having some people tell me you wanted PX4 or higher. So yeah, not really sure about that. So Box Fan, is this a start of a run or just a bounce? Right now, hard to really say. I mean, it's always hard to say when you're in the moment. It always looks obvious after the fact. But I'm thinking it's a little run. I think we got a little bit of room to go. Am I gonna bank on that and maybe not take a little bit of profit right now? No, I'm probably gonna take a little profit right now. Waiting for my next ETH payout, and then I'm probably gonna profit on that. But yeah, it's I'm certainly not betting the farm on it, but I'm not selling everything because I think it's not going up anymore. I'm keeping most of my stuff. So just a little payout I'm gonna sell. So all right, Chris Stewart. Hi, how are you? All right, so I think I've gotten through all the comments. If anybody's got any questions, again, say something in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Chatsworth P6 for the win, and that's what I was looking for. That's definitely what I was looking for. So, yeah. Anyway, I really don't have a whole heck of a lot to talk about tonight. So, if you guys don't have any questions tonight, we can cut this short. No problem. Jay Lazar, do you think mining is dead after the merge? I don't think it's dead after the merge. I think it's dead immediately after the merge. And when I say dead, I mean it's going to be unprofitable. There'll still obviously be mining available, but it won't be profitable for a lot of people. I'm hoping that at least when I'm mining at like 5 or 6 cents, that it will be profitable. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's a troll and you're trying to bore everybody else, or if you really want me to talk about helium mining. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure Brian Hollywood loves it. Yeah, Brian Hollywood always hates it when I talk about helium mining. So, just in general, there's a lot of helium miners that have been rolled out. They're a dime a dozen now. They're constantly adding more and more. There's only a finite amount of helium that's being mined every day. And so, yeah, it's okay. It's profitable. I mean, that's the one thing is it's profitable. It's not very profitable with where the price is, but I have to show that. But yeah, it's pretty marginal at this point. It's going to take me a while to, unfortunately, pay back the 2 that I bought, but they will eventually pay themselves back because it's profitable. So there you go. One of the things I am curious about is MNTT did come out with a 5G upgrade for looks like about $1,500. What? Are you insane? $1,500? Yeah. I'm not really planning on doing that. I am hoping that they come out with a lower cost alternative, but yeah, $1,500 for a 5G upgrade. Yeah, no thanks. Ronnie says my helium is up for the last 4 days. Yeah, mine's doing okay. I'm making about an average of about 0.1 helium a day on the one in my house. The one of the ones that is off-site is basically down, it appears. I need to give that owner a call to say, can they unplug it and plug it back in to see if we can get that thing living up again. And then the other one that I was kind of questioning the location anyway, just because of where it is in the house. It's a ranch that's flat. It's not like they're in a hole or anything, but yeah, that one's doing okay. Doesn't do a lot, but it could be worse. So Baldini says he has a helium miner for me to buy. Is yours doing that badly, Baldini? I still think yours would be doing pretty good with where you are, but maybe that you've gotten a lot of helium miners up where you are. Unboxing Project says my miner has made a whopping 0 HNT so far. Hooray for that expense. Hey, at least it's a write-off. Yes, it is a write-off. Brian Hollywood says, I call Rondi Max Jr. whenever he brings it up, meaning whenever he brings helium up. Oh, that's funny. I haven't talked about helium in quite a while. And then Murky Solution says, don't slap me, but if I have to pay 25 cents a day for the convenience of not manually buying, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I mean, what I'm talking about as far as being unprofitable is if you are significantly unprofitable, and I'm talking like you're paying $1,000 in power costs, and you're only making 500 in whatever coin you're mining. I'm not gonna lose $500 every single month just so I can mine a coin and support the project. I'm not gonna do that. If the coin needs more support, then they need to raise their block reward until the price of their coin goes up. I mean, it's really what it comes down to. I mean, just as ETH has really proven it out, we are service providers. Yes, we like projects. There's definitely a little bit more to it, but when you really come right down to it, we are service providers, and we deserve to get paid something that will allow us to be profitable. We don't need to do this for free. And if it's going to be for free or be at a loss, then we don't need to mine, and that'll bring down the difficulty to make it to where it will be profitable. So it becomes self-regulating. So I'm hoping that self-regulation will come into play and people will come to their senses. And if you have a high power rate, then you're probably not going to be able to be profitable. As I've stated before to some people, it's like when you go out camping and a bear walks across your campsite. You do not need to outrun the bear. You need to outrun your slowest friend. So I know that sounds horrible, but it's the bottom line. It's like, if I've got a better power rate than somebody else, well, again, it's that race to see who can be the most efficient, who basically can stay profitable. So that's what you want to try to figure out is how can you be profitable when 75% of the other people can't be. That's what you need to figure out if it's possible. Whether it be to find a place that you can have your equipment hosted, or changing your rate, or deciding to sell off all your GPUs and go all in on Jazz Miner, ETC miners, because they're so efficient. So, I mean, whatever your strategy is, just have a strategy so that you can be one of the select that can still be profitable once the change is made. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. All right, let me scroll down to the other tags. Dave Milliken, I have 13 brand new helium miners trying to decide if I should sell for loss or open and deploy. Yeah, that's a tough one. It really depends on how good of a location you have for those. If you have really good locations where they're 2 stories tall, you can get the antenna outside. Yeah, it really depends a lot on the location. So, Ronnie says mine is making 0.6 HNT a day. That's amazing. Wow. You must have a really good location. Aragon Strider says, for my CPU rigs, I'm using the Casa TP-Link Smart Power Strips since each rig is like 100 to 120 watts and the power strips have 6 ports. Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at something like that, that is not a big deal. But when you're talking about, everything being hooked up through one PDU through a 30 amp circuit, yeah, there isn't a whole heck of a lot other than smart switched PDUs that are going to basically take care of that. Chum Change, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Let's see. Chum Change, smash that like button like Max smashes his keyboard. Yeah, in case you haven't. Oh, thank you, Rondi. Appreciate that. We need a helium night with max voltage mining and crypto. I need to know. I'll get to that in a second. I need to know more about signal boosters at Brian Hollywood Suckin. Well, thank you very much for the super chat. And thank you for gifting the memberships. Very much appreciate that. Chump Change. All right, there we go. Clicking away. Let's see who got them. Mass Boost, Tains, Magic Lucky, and Rude Poots and K-Trim all got the Lucky 5 gifted memberships. So again, thank you very much. Very, very much appreciate that, Chump Change. That is a cool feature that YouTube has added. Obviously, as DJ said earlier today, yeah, Twitch has only had it for 10 years. So anyway, by the way, it was a very entertaining stream, DJ. I enjoyed listening to at least part of it as I was driving home today. So if you have not checked out his live streams, he is a bundle of energy. That is for sure. Hang on, let me scroll down. What did Chum Change say? Oh, link YouTube with Discord. Oh, I see what he's saying. Yes. So for all those people that are members, link your YouTube with Discord and you will get access to a members only Discord channel. So I do check that and other people in there. It's basically a small little community, so it's kind of nice. So if you are in there, you will, if you do link your YouTube with Discord, you will see that VIP channel. All righty, let me. All right, let me see here. I got to get back up to where I was. Oh, that's right. Aragon Strider was saying Aragorn Strider. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. For his CPU rigs. Now I understand. I missed that. That was what he was talking about. Was the CPU rigs. And I'm actually still mining Raptorium. At just about 25,000 Raptorium now. So Brad says, what do you think about operating a Flux node when it's unprofitable now? At least if you are paying for hosting. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it right now if you were going to have it hosted. But with that said, there's some things coming down the road that should make nodes a bit more profitable. Daniel has talked about that they're going to be using the most prevalent nodes, meaning which category of nodes, which is cumulus. Although he doesn't come right out and say that, where we'll be able to add storage to our nodes and get paid for allowing people to use it. So that's going to be really cool when that comes along. Not sure exactly when, but it's something to keep your eye out on. Now, what's interesting is that really benefits the people who are running nodes at home, because it's going to be very easy and inexpensive for us to add that storage. Because that storage doesn't need to be SSD. It can be just standard disk drives. So yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to that when that comes around. But basically, it's going to be, similar to a, Dropbox, something like that. So, Rabbit's H&T was doing bad for a while, just took off during the last month. When asked about it, he suggested we bug me about it. Like I said, I have not been looking at it so much. So I really haven't kept up with Helium too much. I would suggest that you join the Helium Discord channel. That provides a plethora of information. They always come out with announcements. So, and they're always tweaking things all the time. So, and they're still, basically back in May, they came out with I don't know what you call a fork, basically, where they took away, basically changed the way things were set up. So now you have light hotspots as the standard. So they can have lower hardware requirements. So, but all of the existing hotspots that could do more didn't need to. So yeah, it means all the new hotspots that are going to be coming out are going to be less expensive because they don't need to have the same hardware requirements. So anyway, everything's changing with Helium. Plus, you're not going to be making H&T anymore. You're going to be making mobile or IoT. Those are going to be the two tokens that you can eventually trade into Helium. All right. Unboxing Project says there can be only one. Only one what? I guess I missed that conversation. Alrighty. Murky Solution. Wise words, sir. Thank you very much. I know this has been for a while. I should actually turn on timestamps so I can actually see how far back in the stream I am. Bill Clancy, is all ETH locked up after the merge, or is it just the staked ETH? Yes, it is only the staked ETH. So if you take your 32 ETH, or if you take a portion of your ETH and you put it in a mining pool, a staked pool, yeah, it's locked up until they do the fork where you can actually withdraw it. And they haven't done that yet. So a lot of people since December of 2020, that's how long some people have had their Ethereum staked. And they've just had it sitting there the entire time. So yeah, we shall see how long it's going to take. I'm guessing it's another year before they can do that. And I'm thinking it's about another year after that before they actually implement sharding. Sharding will probably be, heck, it could even be longer than that because sharding's complicated. So we'll see how that goes. Plus, with some of the other solutions out there to increase capacity of the network, it'll be a race to see if sharding is even required or if they even decide to do it at that point. But that is in their roadmap to do sharding, which is the key to significantly increasing the capacity of the Ethereum network for transactions. LOL. Max will see it eventually. What am I going to see eventually? Well, maybe if I go back after the stream. But anyway, all right. I'm gonna keep going on the people that have Brian Hollywood, yawn. Alrighty. Well, I'm done talking about Helium. You can wake up now, Brian Hollywood. Yeah, Eric Hornstrider. I snicker every time someone says sharding. Yes, it's with a D, not with a T. Yes, it's with a D, not with a T. You spelled it wrong, Teaspoon. That's a different word. Anyway. Alrighty, guys. If anybody has, I'll allow a couple more questions if anybody has any. Otherwise, I will call it a night. Brian Hollywood, still waiting on my milk and cookies before bedtime. Wow. You guys need to get a room. Baldini says, okay, I'm out. Later all. See you, Baldini. Appreciate you being here. Alrighty, and I am going to do the same. Again, appreciate you guys all being here. So next Monday, though, before I leave, next Monday, right now it appears like my stream will be around 11 o'clock or noon. I have to work late that night because my second shift team lead is not going to be in. So when I come back from vacation, I'm going to work that second shift. That's the plan currently. That is subject to change. So depending on what my schedule is will depend on what time I actually do the stream next week. So I will keep you guys up to date. Keep your eyes out for the scheduled time, and so I can let you guys know. Jump change. Don't let your new members down. What do you mean? By stopping my stream 10 minutes earlier than I normally do? Anyway, alrighty guys. Thanks again, and we will catch you next week, and see you later.